A wealthy man who had lost his wife and later his only son lived several years before he himself died. Over the course of his life, he had accumulated a number of expensive, valuable, and rare commodities which, following his death, were to be auctioned off in an estate sale. Knowing of the man's taste and choice of exquisite furniture and art, hundreds of people showed up for this auction. The day began, though, with a piece that most showed no interest in at all. The auctioneer had come forward with a cheaply framed picture of the man's only son, saying, "The first piece we're offering today is this portrait of the man's son." He paused to give everyone a chance to view it and then continued, "Do I have a bid?" The room fell silent, as no one raised their hands to bid on this framed portrait. They had come for some of the expensive art pieces and artifacts, not for something as simple as that. The auctioneer stood still, not saying a word, something auctioneers will rarely be seen doing, but he could tell on the faces of the attendees that this wasn't something anyone really wanted to buy. So he asked once more, "Do I have a bid? Does anyone want this portrait of the man's son?" Just then, from the back of the room, an elderly man stepped forward and said, "Sir, I was the servant of the man who died, and if nobody will take the picture of his son, I want to know if I can have it." The auctioneer said one more time, "Is there anyone who will bid on the picture of the son?" Yet nobody did. So he then said, "Yes, sir," to the servant. "The picture is yours." The elderly servant slowly walked forward to take hold of the picture of the man's son. Looking lovingly on the boy's image, he then tucked it under his arm and headed towards the back of the room. As he did, though, and to everyone's shock, the auctioneer then picked up his gavel, banged it down, and said, "The auction is now over." Everybody looked around. Then a couple of would-be bidders asked, "What? You haven't brought out any of the expensive pieces that are supposed to be sold. How can the auction be over?" The auctioneer replied, "The father's will says that the auction was to begin with the picture of his son, and whoever took that got everything else in his estate. He valued his son so highly that he stipulated that whoever took his son's picture would inherit everything." Essentially, he who has the son has everything else, the auctioneer summarized. He who does not have the son gets nothing. I wish I wrote that, but that's chapter 12, titled "The Blessings in the Power of the Cross, Putting It to Work in Your Life," written by Tony Evans. An excellent book if you care to know Christ further.